Hello and welcome back. We are back again with the All Things Arsenal show. It's been a while, but Jez, how you doing?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, all good. Um,
Good.
we got a win, didn't we, at
We did.
on Saturday? And let's look forward to the game on Thursday with Wolves. That'd be a
Exactly.
different contest, that's for sure.
Yep, absolutely. 2-1 to Arsenal. Bit of a late shocker for Brentford. Um which I'm very annoyed about, but I'm sure we'll get into that in a bit. But on that topic, what did you think of the game overall?
I thought, well, Brentford played the game I thought they were going to play. They're going to park the bus, and we had to basically try and exploit them. Unfortunately, with our strike force, that was always going to be difficult. Lacazette, I think, is just so low in confidence, or he just, the fact I hear this all the time. Oh, but he worked hard. Well, so he should. You know, every footballer on the pitch wearing the jersey should work hard. It's not, a picnic. You're there to win a football match, and you're there to play for that badge. So, I expect you to run for 90 minutes if you're playing for 90 minutes. I don't expect to see you strolling around, but we got a result. Two good moments of brilliance, both good goals. But at this point in time, Lacazette, he is woeful. We had some good performances after. Credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
My favourite player, Xhaka, he had a good game, and I gave him good player ratings for that, and fair play to the fella. I don't want him here, I don't rate him, but he put in a good shift. Partey, I thought, had a great game. He looks brilliant. And Odegaard, I thought he had a good game. Had a good opportunity, unlucky. And when Pepe came on, well, it just shows the quality that player can be. Now, if Arteta can't see the quality of Pepe, then there is seriously something wrong. Because I honestly get the feeling that Pepe and Arteta don't get along, a bit like what happened with Arteta and AUBAMEYANG towards the end. You've got to give Pepe a chance to prove himself. We've got a time now where we need a strong person up front to start him over the next 4 or 5 games and give him a go. He's paid £72 million for the bloke.
Yeah.
So let's play the guy and see what he's worth. And I think Arteta might get a shock. And all right, we'll have Martinelli coming back soon. So a player I highly rate, but a player I think will be gone in the near distant future. We get people like Real Madrid and Barcelona come knocking and turning his head. But it was a result. It was a result. Shame we, as you quite rightly said, that we let in that very late goal. Shame we didn't get a clean sheet. I thought Ramsdale had a good game. I think basically everybody had a good game.
Yeah.
Apart from Eddie, I don't think he really brought anything to the party. But what else can you expect, to be fair?
Exactly. Well put, didn't bring nothing to the party, but I tell you who did. Thomas Partey. Great game. Absolutely brilliant. See, when he's not injury free and he's had a good run, that is what I want to see. And I think we've been missing that for quite a while. He's been with us for some time now, and we haven't really seen him develop and seen his potential. But I definitely think he's a great addition. I really do, to that midfield. It feels stronger. Really stronger, and it brings a physical side to it as well. It's not just, I actually saw a midfield, which is quite rare because usually I don't see it. We just got teams running through it left, right, centre, and I know it's only Brentford, but it's the small things that you can then build upon when you go into the bigger teams.
Absolutely. The only thing I'll say about Partey is don't let him shoot.
No,
because I'm sorry, he hasn't got his shooting boots on. You know, so
he did at his old clubs. Where's these goals coming from? What's happening?
well, that's a strange thing, isn't it? But yeah, I was pleased with that performance, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely pleased. You know, Brentford, there wasn't really much attacking threat. They were missing their main striker, but I don't think that can take away the good performance. What I saw is passion, and actually, we wanted to press and get forward, which is rare, and we're just going for it. Like from minute one, yeah, the first half was sloppy, really sloppy. Like we're really missing that key figure up front because Lacazette's not providing that, but we were just trying to get forward, trying, but it comes down to one area at the moment that's letting us down, and that is up front. That is the striker position. But you know, Aubameyang's bagging the goals in Barcelona with a hat trick to start off in the La Liga.
Who knew? Crazy.
We definitely didn't know. I mean, I think we've been saying it for quite a while that he's just going to go and he's going to perform. What does that say?
Under a decent manager who plays him at number 9. You know, there you go. Bloke scores 2 definite goals and Fluke's a third, maybe you could say that. The referee gave it to him, so technically it is a hat trick. I mean, I didn't see the game live, but I've seen the goals, and that was Aubameyang. You know, so
beautiful goals as well. They weren't just little ones. I mean, one of the I think it was the first one. Wow, like over the goalkeeper, straight in, bosh. That's what I'm.
Aubameyang of old.
Exactly.
And something that we had in him when he was first here, and then for let's say a season and a half disappeared. Yeah. And you have to question why. Why did that disappear? Well, maybe because he's been stuck out on the left wing. Don't get that. Really don't understand that. And he, you know, let's be honest, he is a proven goal scorer in the right position.
Yeah.
And Arteta kept sticking him out there, and I think he got fed up with it. And there's maybe a case in point that at some point in time they had a bit of Barney about it, and Arteta being arrogant, basically they had a fallout, and Aubameyang being a senior member of the club, strong physical character, just said, well, sod you, mate.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know, you know, I could be totally wrong, but something there happened. The fact he goes to Real Madrid, having not really played for 3 months, let's be fair, and does that. It just shows that the guy's not washed up. He's not past it. Was he 31? Something like that? Maybe 30.
Yeah, maybe 32 this year, yeah.
So he's still got a good few, you know, 2 or 3 years left.
Yeah.
And we've let him go for bugger all.
None. 0, in fact. Absolute 0. And I'll tell you this, Aubameyang has been coming out saying a bunch of things. Will he speak more on the Arteta situation? We don't know. I don't think it will happen. But he says, I gave up my salary because it is an opportunity that you have once in your life. So he took a massive pay cut, not a small one. Bear in mind, we're paying him 350,000 a week to practically not play or do anything. He's taken a massive pay cut to join Barcelona and get away from the guy that was going to build the team around him, and that Aubameyang said himself he believes in what he's trying to do. It shows. He's gone, taken a pay cut, moved for nothing, moved to Spain, scoring in the goals. All a player needs, all a player wants.
Exactly. And, you know, this is what I fear with this manager, is that who will be next? Will it be Pepe? You know, none of us know what goes on, you know, behind the closed doors at the Emirates or at London Colney. I honestly do believe that, having watched Arteta play many times when he was at Arsenal, he is a very selfish player, as a player, he was very selfish. And I think that is his personality, that he's arrogant. And I think he's stubborn. And he thinks that he can basically treat players in the fashion that he wants to treat them. And I don't think he's a good personal manager. I think he has one stance: you'll do it my way or it's the highway. Yeah. And you cannot, we all know people need to be managed in different ways, whether it's in an office environment, whether it's in the Navy or in the Air Force or whatever. Everyone is different and you have to talk to people differently. Excuse me. And it's no different at a football club. Because you're going to have, let's go back to the days of Man United when you have people like Roy Keane. Yeah. Now, Roy Keane, we all know as a football pundit, is a very, very strong character. Now, unless you have had a manager like Alex Ferguson managing him in the great Man United team, he would have run riot.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Alex Ferguson and Roy Keane had a few discussions over the years. And, you might not remember them, but you probably wouldn't. But the big Arsenal Man U games when you had Vieira against Roy Keane, it was always like a boxing match to a point.
Yeah.
And they were two top characters. Now, a person like Arteta trying to manage players like that, all he's going to do is upset them and make them angry, make him annoyed. And you know yourself, you've seen it at school, whatever, when people get the they don't perform.
No. They
switch off. If you're in your history lesson and your teacher's talking to somebody and says, look, that essay you did was bloody awful, blah, blah, blah. That person's going to say, oh, sod you, mate, and switch off for a bit.
Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
That's life.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be dealt with differently. So I honestly believe the biggest problem with player management at this club is Arteta. And I've said it from day one. And I think he's proving me right.
Yep. And it's not like Aubameyang hasn't done anything. Obviously, he was wrong, and stripping the captaincy, that was a good decision, right? But as it said here by Craig, Aubameyang did win us the FA Cup for Arteta. That ultimately kept his job. Let's be fair.
Well, it did. I mean, let's be fair. He did win the FA Cup, and we were very lucky to win that FA Cup. Because let's be fair, if it hadn't been for VAR, we wouldn't have been at the final. Because Sheffield United had 2 goals disallowed.
Yeah.
So we got.
And he even got us through to the final because he scored in the semi-final against Man City.
So, you have to. And let's look at the other countless games that he's won for Arsenal. The first season he was here, I didn't know a lot about him. I'll be quite honest with you. I thought, okay, fair play. He was class. I thought, yeah, we've got a really, really top player here.
Yeah.
And he played well. And then basically ever since he had that big contract, then he seemed to go downhill a bit. I'm not saying it's got anything to do with that whatsoever, but maybe he did get a bit complacent. But there was definitely, he has intimated, hasn't he? He has intimated there is an issue between him and Arteta. He hasn't said it in those words, but he has made a couple of statements to say there was something not right. And I'm sure that's right with a lot of the players. I'm sure that's right with Pepe. I don't think he rates Pepe, and I don't see why. Give the guy. Look. If you want to dismiss a player, you have to get them to prove you right. that you're crap.
Yeah.
Not just say, I don't rate you, and not see the guy play. So give him a go, give him a run of 5 or 6 games. Christ, mate, you've done it with Xhaka, you know. And so give this guy a chance. I mean, you keep, you know, doing your usual substitutions, Lacazette, Eddie. So, and we've kept Eddie when Crystal Palace wanted to buy him. You know,
I would have taken the money, save that money, you know, get a good striker to replace.
But this is my other concern, Gracie, and I've talked about this on Lee's channel with Kenny, and you were on Del Boy the other night, and we touched on this. Right, let's say we get top 4. Let's say we get that. So we're in Europe, and we're up against, you know, we will go in unseeded, okay, because there's no qualifying now. We're unseeded, and so we're going to be up against, don't know, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund,
Bayern
Munich, Juventus, Inter Milan, God knows who. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to then attract, before that competition starts, a top class striker, 2 quality midfielders. Yeah. And all right, let's forget the stupid nonsense. Oh, we ain't got the money. Arsenal have got lots and lots of money. Yeah. And if you know, we are up against serious competition of other English football clubs that are looking at replacing top players. Man City, Man United, Chelsea, and Liverpool will all be in that market. And with Arsenal currently, as Arsenal are, with Edu, who's a complete fraud, Vinay, well, what he does, I've no idea.
Yeah.
And Garlic Head, well, you know, and you've got Arteta as the manager, who I think has got the appeal to attract players of a sewage works, personally. So who is really going to want to come to Arsenal? Let's get it right. Players talk. AUBAMEYANG has made a comment. I've got friends at all my old clubs and I love this, If we find a player, let's hypothetically, total rubbish, but hypothetically, yeah, Haaland. We go in for him. We say, right, we're going to pay 150 million for you, right? Way over the top. He's not just going to look at what he's going to get paid. He wants to win things. He's top world class. So he's going to look at the structure. There's going to be all kinds of talks. And then let's say Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man City come in. Oh, we're off 110 million. He's going to look at Pep Guardiola, yeah, and their setup, and the setups other Barcelona, Real Madrid. He ain't going to come here. You could offer him 400,000 a week. He's not going to come to a losing mentality club, a club that has no ambition, that sets itself, I quote, no targets.
Yeah. And when you've got people that are making those comments, that are very high up in the club and have everything to do with the club, you're screwed. From top to bottom, all of it. You're never going to go anywhere. Never going to go anywhere. But I'm sure we could talk about this all day, but we're going to move on.
Yeah.
Just hopping back to the Brentford game quick. Obviously, there was that massive confusion with Xhaka. It has now been confirmed that Kieran Tierney was just next in line. That's why. And Nketiah was confused, which is what I thought personally. I don't think that was anything more than it is. I get why people would question it. He's made mistakes in the past, but it's just a question of a bit of confusion there. But we're going to do some comments just very quickly, and then we're going to move on to the next part. So, by the way, big up to everyone, because I've just seen we've hit 400 subscribers. So, thank you all for hitting the sub button. We've hit the target for this month already, and it's not even over. So, big thanks to all of you. I'm like beyond belief. I cannot believe it. We've gone up so far so quickly, and
well done.
thanks for all hitting that subscribe button. Thank you. So, what have we got here? You don't think we played that well against Brentford? Well, as I said, sloppy first half, better second half, but it is Brentford. They weren't an attacking threat. Let's be fair. They weren't coming at us constantly. They had their spells, but they were defending. They were parking the bus as much as possible.
Yeah.
That basically. Any more? I don't think we've got any more. But before we move on to the Wolves game, I have got a question that was brought to me by a family member that thought might be a good one. So, JEZ, it's to you. So, what is your most memorable game you've been to and why?
Oh, Christ.
There's a lot to choose from, but the most memorable. You can have as much time as you need to think of one. While I just pop a few more of these up.
Well,
Yeah, boy. Go on. Yeah, of course.
As a very okay, I'll split this into two parts. As a very young little top, winning the double in 70-71, being at that cup final with my granddad, like your games you went to, that was an unbelievable day. But I would have to say, probably without a shadow of a doubt, it's the 89 win at Anfield 2-0 to win the league, which everybody, everybody going there thought this is not going to happen. We hadn't won at Anfield since 1974. So to go up there, and let's remember that year we had quite a commanding lead, and then Liverpool started catching up, and we were equal on points. And it was such. I mean, I even to this day, I can still remember that atmosphere. It was just bonkers. Even leaving the ground, the Liverpool fans were actually applauding.
Yeah.
The Arsenal fans, because the buzz in the ground was phenomenal from Liverpool, and quite deservedly, because of the terrible tragedy that had happened at Hillsborough in the cup game, the semi-final against Nottingham Forest.
That.
I mean, that was just horrible. And to go there and win 2-0, which was the asking price, going up there, everybody's going, this ain't going to happen, this ain't going to happen. I reckon it'd be a draw, or we haven't won there since 74, so, chances are we're not going to win. Oh, yes, you can imagine it.
Yeah.
And then to go there and win was, I have to say, unbelievable. And that, as an adult, that's the most phenomenal game I've been to.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen the documentary. If you haven't already, make sure you see that, because I kid you not, I was pretty much almost crying with it generally felt like I was there, and I wish I was, and I had goosebumps the whole way throughout. It's an amazing feeling. And I was sitting there when I was watching it, and I was like, why don't they show this to our players now? Get some inspiration, because it's at the time it was definitely what we needed. Let's just say we were doing pretty bad. And I was watching it, and I was like, must be nice. Must be nice to have that feeling. But one day, you never know, it could come back. Hopefully.
Yeah, it was I can't describe the when the second goal went in, it was like shock. To be honest, it was shock because you could see, you could see the team coming down because the goal was here right in front of us, and you could see the team coming down, and all of a sudden it's in the net, and it wasn't immediate. It was a split second before everybody was going mental because nobody could believe it.
Yeah,
it's like no way, no. And I always remember looking over the classic thing of Kenny Dalglish when he goes like that. He knew they were done because even the Liverpool players were like on their knees on the pitch. It was such a hard, fast game, and you could see they were done, and they weren't coming back from that.
Yeah, so. Incredible. Like the team then as well, just amazing. All of it, just everything. The players, that is what it takes. That shows how much they wanted to win, and that's what it takes. And I think football these days, with the media and the money all in it, although obviously there was a lot of money back then, but not to what it's like now. It meant a lot more, and you could tell they were playing for the badge. You always play for the badge and not the name on the back.
When we had a proper badge, that was when we had a proper badge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the plastic one we've got now.
No. And I have every single shirt now. I'm lucky enough they've been passed down to me from my granddad. Literally every single shirt. Anyone they've been, guarantee I've got it. 100%. It's there. It's amazing. My most memorable, I'm gonna go with, obviously I haven't seen us win much, but my most memorable personally is, so basically my granddad won a competition and we were VIPs at the Arsenal versus Bate Europa League game, and I tell you what, it was absolutely amazing. Like, we got there, we arrived like hours early because we were far too excited, and we go in and we saw areas like that don't get shown on the normal tours. Like I saw in the BTS, even all the cameras, how that works. And I went into the dressing room just before the players came in and saw them all. And then but maybe a bit of too much information, but when I was going up the lift to the pitch, because we were going to walk around the pitch while they were warming up, like about AUBAMEYANG and Liechtensteiner at the time, I literally threw up because I was so nervous, and the excitement and the atmosphere, it was incredible. I'll never forget it. Like, absolutely insane. Just even sitting where we were sitting, I was in the center of the ground, and next to the camera, the central camera, I could see it was Unai Emery at the time, of course. I could see him down there. I sat on his chair just before he sat on it, so I can say that as well. But yeah, it was brilliant. So that's definitely like most memorable game, if not like the whole day in general. It's the best I've ever been at the Emirates.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big respect to you for doing that. It is. I mean, I've never done that at the Emirates. I'll be honest with you, never had that opportunity. So, quite jealous for you, really. Highbury was a different story because it was there. So I was always in and out of there as a kid, and it does give you I think it gives you a different insight to your club. When you get that opportunity to go behind the scenes and see, go to a football match, don't get me wrong, is an awesome experience. And when it's your club that you love and you support, but when you get into going in the club, I mean, I used to love going in there, Highbury, when it's in the summer, because when they were doing, I used to get in there with my granddad because he knew loads of people there.
Yeah.
We used to go in there and it'd be simply school holidays, off school, and you go in there and just, he'd be in there talking to people and I'd be out there, and I'd go and sit in the dugouts and watch the people repairing the pitches, and it's brilliant. It's great fun.
Brilliant. It's just it's incredible to see. So obviously you have the Highbury and the Emirates. I've only experienced the Emirates. I've been inside like the lobby with the Herbert Chapman, the marble walls, etc. I mean, all I can say about Highbury is I touched the walls of Highbury when I was 2 weeks old. So I don't remember, but that was like, we have this tradition. So as soon as like a child is born in our family, like 10 minutes later, Arsenal scarf, Teddy on the crib. That's what it is. That's how it goes.
Well, I'm trying to persuade my grandson to become an Arsenal supporter.
It's tricky to persuade at the moment, but it's worth it.
Well, his other grandfather and his dad are Brighton supporters, so and he lives near Brighton, so it's a bit awkward. But we'll see. We'll see.
That's what it is. We have some questions that I'll just get through quick because they're all piling in. So, no, I didn't get to meet Unai Emery because he wasn't out on the pitch. But I've literally, I'm sure I'll put the pictures on Twitter. If you're not following my Twitter, go over to there because I'll pop them all up on there. But Liechtensteiner, Bellerin, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Petr Cech at the time. So yeah, pretty much the whole team. It's just warming up, doing their warm up in front of me. It's brilliant. There was another one. Where did it go? JEZ, this one's for you. Have you got your wine tonight? If so, what one?
Yeah, always got the wine, man. No, it's not a vintage one, Diego. It's just you can't see it. Jacob's Creek Shiraz. That's all it. Australia. That's all
there you go. There's the wine, the famous wine that keeps popping out.
I only get the good wines out for special occasions.
So we are looking forward to the Thursday game against Wolves at home. Is it at home? Yes, it is at home. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about it?
I think it'd be a draw. And I'm annoyed, really, because I actually had a ticket for that. But because of the kickoff, I could go. I've still got the ticket, but I could go. But I'd have to leave 20 minutes before the end of the game to get on the tube, to get back to Victoria, to get the last train home.
Yeah.
So, and I've never, ever left a game before the final whistle. And so I'm a bit annoyed about it. But anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be a draw. I think it'll be a 1-1. It's going to be a tough game because Wolves, I watched the Wolves-Leicester game on Sunday, and they're tight. I mean, their defence is very, very. They don't let in many goals. Let's be fair.
No.
And with our strike force, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
That's why I'd rather see. We got Martinelli back, haven't we?
I think so. It's only one game suspension, so yeah.
If we started, I would start Martinelli and Pepe up front. Give them a run. I think Martinelli's skill could unlock that defence, and we could then move forward. But let's not. You've got to remember, Wolves. He sets that team up very well, and I mean that Ruben Neves the other day. God, he looked unbelievable, and so it's going to be a tough call. I'm predicting a 1-1.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with 1-1 as well, just because of like the lack of striking force we have in terms of getting it actually into the net. All good at getting it down the end and possession or whatever. I don't care about the stats. I care about who's getting the goals. And as you said, Wolves are watertight. They don't let much past them. So if we can't break down Brentford and score in good opportunities, how we're going to do it against Wolves is another story.
Well, I think Brentford, they had Tony out. So I always thought they were going to come and be quite defensive, but I mean, we had 82% possession in that first half. But I have to question the fact of when you've got a striker the height of Lacazette, and you've got 6'4" defenders in the Brentford back line, and you keep putting in high balls, that is a concern. He's never going to win those headers. Let's be fair, So you have to try another tactic. And if our midfield does not have the ability to break down, a defence like that Brentford had, which, let's be fair, when you've basically got 9 people defending, it's bloody tough to break down a defence.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to kick against a brick wall. And it proved it at our corners. I wish somebody in our team could actually play a decent corner, because we either put it straight in the box in amongst all their defenders, or we play it long and it goes nowhere. So what is the point? You might as well play it short to somebody and then try and get it in the box. But who do we have of that top quality at the moment? You could say Partey, yes. But I'd like to see a little bit more Lokonga, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought the games he's played quite well, considering the position we've been in our midfield. He's kept his own, and it showed when he was by himself in the midfield, pretty much, when we were missing quite a lot of players. So I'd definitely like to see him. Also, another thing is Tomiyasu's back, but Cedric's been playing decently, you could say. So it's a question of, do you go with Tomiyasu or do you go with Cedric? Who would you choose?
At the moment, I'd go with Cedric, to be honest. I think he's been playing very well, and fair play to the fella. If he's playing well, keep him there. Why fix something that ain't broken? So the guy put in a good shift in the last games he's played. So yeah, put Tomiyasu on the bench, but continue on with Cedric. I think he's a decent player myself, and just go with it. The only thing I would change at the moment is I would give Lokonga a go and get Pepe on to start. Yeah. And I think with Martinelli there, Pepe starting up front, give him a chance, and let's see what that partnership can bring. I think Lacazette at the moment is just not performing, and we need somebody. We're not going to get that many chances in a game like that against Wolves. Yeah. No. So we need somebody that can sniff it out, a bit like the old, Ian Wright, the fox in the box, nick it 1-0, like we did under George Graham. And if that's the way it's got to go, then that's the way it's got to go. So give Martinelli, Pepe, start them up front. Let's have a bit more for Lokonga with Partey. I think that'd be great, personally.
Yeah, it sounds a pretty strong side as well. Just a couple of comments here saying that they can't stand Cedric. Fair enough. I think he's proven that he can play quite well, and I like the way he overlaps. He overlaps very well. Most of the time, it's whether anything comes off that. But I think he's a decent player, and I can see what he's trying to do there.
Can I just answer Millwall Alf there? Millwall, if you were to change your name, like put Millwall Alf FC or something, you can get back on Lee's channel, because I've spoken to him about the other day. I had a discussion with him that there's a few people that have some reason been blocked, and I do know that there are a few moderators in Lee's channel that are a bit hot off the press at blocking people for being a bit too quick. They don't read what somebody's comment says properly, so they block people and then they're blocked. And unfortunately now, because I spoke to Lee, he can't. There used to be a way that he could go in and see who was blocked and unblock them, but he can't now. YouTube have changed it or something. So if you want to get back on it, mate, it used to be good talking to you. So just go in and just change your name a bit, Millwall. Yeah, that's right, you were, and you got blocked, and I know you did it. But so just change something in your name, change the I to a 1 or something, and you get back in. So it's not a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be good. It'd be good to get some more people's sides that haven't been on there for a while, for sure. By the way, everyone, make sure you go subscribe to Del Boy. Me, him, and JEZ did a show last week. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out because it's a good one and some great discussions
top
on
man,
there.
Top man, Del Boy, top man.
Absolutely. Just a couple of questions I missed earlier that I'm going to do quickly, and then I'll get into the rest of the comments. So from NS Sports, non-Arsenal related question for both of you, but what are your predictions for tonight for Champions League games? If I'm being honest, I don't actually watch any other football but Arsenal. Rare occasion that I will. I'll look it all up and see so I know where I'm at, but all I care about is how well Arsenal are doing. I couldn't care less about other teams, but what about you, Jess?
I didn't know there was any Champions League tonight.
I think it's Chelsea versus Lille tonight.
Chelsea Lille.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Where's it? Home or away? Do you know?
Let's have a look. I think it's home.
I will go 2-1 Chelsea on that one.
Strong. This is a very hard question, and I don't know how I'm going to answer it. But Thierry Henry or Dennis Bergkamp?
Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with Dennis Bergkamp there.
Man was an absolute legend. Thierry Henry was a fantastic legend. But when Dennis Bergkamp came to the club, what he did in that midfield was oh my days. You know, I will say this: before Dennis Bergkamp, probably the other best defender midfielder before him, I was lucky enough to see, was Liam Brady. That guy was phenomenal. We've had many great midfielders over the years, but Liam Brady in the late 70s, was unbelievable. Things he could do. And then Dennis Bergkamp, unbelievable player. I mean, dearie me, incredible.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I've heard it all about Dennis Bergkamp. You know, there's a few of his shirts upstairs, and just incredible. Like, I wish that I could see something like that again. But just absolutely, just a beast. Like in football in general. If you watch football, you know who Dennis Bergkamp is. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing at all. Couple more questions here. So Henry or Bergkamp, mum or dad? I wouldn't choose. Why should I have to? Exactly. Both absolute legends. But you know, Wolves. I don't see much happening there. To be honest, I don't. It all depends how we line up. I don't think we're going to see much change from Brentford apart from Martinelli coming back into the team. But apart from that, I don't see him going with anyone else because, you know, he's stubborn and all.
No, I tend to agree with you. The fact, if we're talking about the Arsenal lineup for Thursday night, you know, let's put it in context. Arteta is very blinkered. He's very tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And he will go pretty much. We all know Xhaka's going to start. We know that, you know, and it will be Lacazette, and it will be. I hope he sticks with Cedric. And
Odegaard will play.
Oh, well, yeah, fair play. You know, I've seen him since we've purchased him. I have seen him play a couple of good games. To be fair,
yeah.
You know, I think, you know, I've seen it with players that were bought from other foreign European teams. I remember when we first bought Henry. When he came in, he was a midfielder, and it was bloody awful. To be fair, I thought, what the hell have we bought this guy for? But then Wenger changed him into the player he was. It took him a good season and a half, for sure. But look at the end result. But difference there is Wenger is a world-class manager as opposed to we've got a Conference League manager. So,
Yeah.
there's a big difference there. And getting back to the lineup, I think it will be pretty much the Brentford lineup, because Arteta will look at that team and say, well, we've got a 2-1 win. Excuse me. We'll go with the same lineup. And that could be a big, big mistake against Wolves, because Wolves are a different quality to Brentford. No disrespect to Brentford. Brentford were missing their key man in Ivan Toney. So I think if they'd had him, they would have been a bit more pressing out of them. And they sat back and weathered the storm. Let's be fair, if we'd had a decent, if that had been Man City against them, it'd be a totally different result. Let's be fair.
Yeah. I just think with Wolves, we've got to take those opportunities up front when we have the chance. They have to be going in the back of the net, because we won't. Otherwise, we won't score at all.
No, and that's why I'd rather we start with Martinelli and Pepe. Fair enough, have Lacazette on the bench if you wish. Bring him on for the last 20, whatever. But start with Martinelli, because he, to me, is what I call a sniffer. And he's quick, he's young, and he can nip in and out. He can tie defenders up in knots. And I'd like to see him be on that left, cutting inside. A player like Pepe, who's got pace, he's got quality. I think those two could link up well. Partey in the middle, and I think that'd be a good. That's the changes I would make.
Yeah.
But knowing Arteta, I can see it being pretty much the same starting lineup.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it is what it is. It's been like that since he came in. I just want to read this quote for Del Boy here, because it's brilliant. So he manages his son's team and is at the same club. It's the same club Liam Brady played for when he was younger. That's
Fair
brilliant.
play.
Fair play. That is awesome. That is a really cool position to be in there.
He hasn't met him. He hasn't met him yet. Liam Brady, top gentleman, mate. Lovely man. Lucky enough to have met him many a time. Lovely, lovely, lovely fella. Really nice guy.
Yeah. I've just seen something here. Before we begin to wrap up, I've just seen something that about Mikel Arteta and a new contract situation. Apparently, supposedly, I don't know if this is true or not, but Arsenal are set to offer Arteta the same contract Wenger was on in his final year. It will be an 8.3 million a year deal this summer. Arteta has 16 months left on his contract. So could talks be happening here? I've just seen that. I've got to bring that up because that just makes me laugh.
Shocking. Why?
Shocking.
What's he done? Tell me what he has achieved apart from winning the FA Cup 2 years ago. What has he done to deserve that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
People say that, or think that, we're going to get top 4 this season. And I've said, well, if we were going to get top 4 this season and against the other teams we're against, how comes we're not in the FA Cup right now? How comes we're not in the Carrier Bag Cup right now? So surely if we can get top 4, why are we not winning trophies then?
But why are we not in Europe?
Yeah, why are we not in Europe as well? all boils down to this, and I don't think people have considered like the situation we're literally Premier League. That's it. So we should be winning every game, surely. No risk of injuries from anywhere else. All you've got's the Premier League.
And we finished 8th twice on the spin.
Yeah.
So, but the season that Emery got sacked, we finished 5th and had Europe. And we're in a final, which unfortunately the team didn't turn up for. Yeah, he got sacked quite quickly. And you want to offer this guy that sort of deal. I mean, that just says to me that this board, Cronkies, I don't think it's the Cronkies, I think it's the board, are quite happy to coast along with a ship that has no captain and will just wallow around and have no targets, no destinations, and that's the way we are. And that is a shocking indictment for a football club the size of Arsenal. Yeah. And you know, I had this discussion. I think it was with Lee. No, it might have been Kenny offline. That when do you think we're ever going to see Arsenal win another league championship? He said, I hope to see one in my lifetime. I said, well, so do I. I said, but I'm 60. So, when?
Yeah. Came close, but never won it.
Next year, 18
Oh,
years.
Apparently next year we're going to win it. It's the 3rd year. Come on. We better get the streamers out.
Didn't he say that in the 3rd year he'd win the Champions League?
Yeah, that's next year. We're in year 2.
3rd year, he said, Champions League.
I better get the party gear in then, surely.
Yeah, exactly. Let's all get the bunching out and let's get up to the Emirates, up the Hornsey Road, and wait for the
wait for the bus. We're already waiting. Wait, I'll wait there for a year. Let's see it. Let's see it happen. Absolutely, it's ridiculous. Honestly, 8.3 million, and we won't even go out and buy a new one in January.
Shocking.
Absolutely shocking. We'll just get into the last few questions here from Millwall. You never know. I am rubbish at quizzes. By the way, I'm not the best. I do know my stuff, but quizzes is another story. But you never know. Hopefully,
20 this week. I've got no chance. That man is an encyclopedia, mate.
Literally an encyclopedia. I'm hoping to get him on the channel soon. I need to pop him a message on Instagram and hopefully sort something out. But that would definitely be good. Yeah, quizzes, I don't know, but I do know me and Lee, we're going to do something with a podcast with quite a few of other of us, like Big Josh, etc. at some point. So
that'd be good.
Keep your eye out. I'm looking forward to that one for sure. And then we're going to do the last question here. So Charlie George or Alan Sunderland?
Cool, that's a tough one. Blimey.
You're being tested tonight.
Blimey. Oh, that's a tough question. King Tony always asks the tough ones.
Tough one.
Totally different players. I'm going to have to... Oh, dearie me. Oh. I'm going to have to say Charlie George. I'll tell you for why. Because I was there when he scored the winner against Liverpool, 70-71. And I met that man so many times as a kid. And he was always such a lovely man. I never ever met Alan Sunderland, but a great player. But I'm going to just make it personal and say Charlie George.
Yeah, Charlie George, incredible. I mean, I think he does the Legends tours, doesn't he?
Oh,
yeah. My parents and my granddad went to a Legends tour with him. Absolutely brilliant. Apparently a really nice guy. So.
Oh, he's top man.
Yeah. Great. Well, I think we are done for the evening. I'm sure JEZ and I know I certainly have a lot to do this evening. The evening's definitely not over. So I better get on with all of that because I am swamped with work. But it's been a great chat. Thanks for coming on again. I really appreciate it.
Gracie, it's always a pleasure to come on here. I'll tell you, you're a great host. And it's always nice. I'm glad you've made your 400 subs. So well done to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Thanks for everyone that hit the subscribe button. Some really good content coming soon. I'm in the process of actually editing some stuff which should be going up in the next coming weeks. A few bits people have asked for. I won't be doing a watch along on Thursday. I will be doing a preview potentially tomorrow, but don't hold me to that. Because I'm not here on Thursday. I'm not at home. But I will drop a fan cam the next day after I've actually watched the game for you guys, so you still have something. But big up to everyone, big up to the chat. Thank you for all the questions.
And Millwall Alf, good to see you come back as Bermondsey Alf. I know what that is. Bermondsey Alf.
So, last words, Jez?
Oh no, it's been a great show. I'm pleasure to be here, and it's nice to see people in the chat being supportive of you and asking some great questions. So it's been fun. Yes, good.
Yeah, brilliant questions tonight. And my final words are Arteta out.
Arteta out, and I'll be polite. I won't say the other thing tonight.
The P word.